engine running, and I'm wanting to close the garage door. And the only reason why I didn't do it was because I didn't want my kids to find my cold, lifeless body and be scarred for life. And I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's up and what's down. And I remember telling my wife, I said, hey, I'm in a dark place and I just need some help. I don't know what to do. And I went to bed that night and I had a dream. And in the dream, I heard the voice of the Lord say, I never left you. And I got up. I got up and I opened up the scriptures, and there's a verse in there where Peter's, out cooking the fish, and Jesus comes over to him after he had died and is resurrected. And he says, Peter, do you love me? And he's like, yeah, of course I do. And feed my sheep. And I felt like God saying to me, like, you messed up. I still love you. And I want you to feed my sheep. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no possible way, God, I'm too far gone. I've just blown it. And he's like, no, feed my sheep. And man, just the process started there. I remember, crying to my wife and just apologizing and saying, man, something's got to change. We got to get out of here. We took a trip. I ended up going to Egypt just to see a different perspective, and being out there with some Christians out there was so much different. And we did this tour with this archaeologist, and the archaeologist was showing us this Pharaoh who let a bunch of slaves get away. And I'm like, oh, this is like Moses in the Bible. And the archaeologist, like, I don't know anything about the Bible. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? She's like, yeah, I don't know anything about the Bible. I just know the slaves came and he let them get away, and this is history. And I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. I've seen the Nile. I'm just seeing it. And I'm like, I hear God saying, I told you I'm here. And the breaking moment for me, I think, is when I'm sitting we took another trip to Mexico because I just was like, okay, I'm trying to get healed. I'm trying to find some clarity. And now I'm starting to read my Bible more. And I'm trying to walk with God and just like, God, help me. What's going on? And I'm reading my Bible, and I'm in the book of Jonah, and I look out the window and the ocean's out there, and I see, the water, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this anxiety, all this stuff is still weighing on me, God, and I just want to die. At least I'll be with you. I just want to die. And something was saying to me, just take a knife and kill yourself. It's fine. You go be with God. And I look at a knife on the counter. My wife is taking a walk. I look at the ocean. I'm looking at the book of Jonah in front of me. And I look at the water, and I see water just vertically rising up out of the ocean, going into the sky. And I'm sitting there saying, okay, now I'm depressed, anxious, and crazy. And out of the water comes a whale. The water was coming from his spout into the sky. And I'm sitting there looking at the book of Jonah, and I just start weeping. So I'm saying, God is present. He's here. He's with me. And, it was like, from that moment, God began to put certain people in my life, an incredible therapist who loves Jesus. And I started to realize I hit awakening. I hit development. I hit productivity, but I couldn't get to the next level because the next level was inner work. I had to let the Spirit of God do some work in me. And I just couldn't do the same old things. It was a deeper thing of sanctification that needed to take place for me to become who God really wanted me to be. But I thought if I just do all these right things, I'll be the person I need to be, instead of realizing, no, I need to let the Spirit transform and change me and do a work in my heart on a consistent basis. And I feel like, that was probably, man, it was 9 years ago. I feel like what God has done in the last 9 years is take me through the deepest inner healing, inner work. I've been able to like just sit and think about the little boy who was abused and abandoned and just say, man, if you were here right now, this is the prayer I would pray over you. And then just to know that God was considering that little boy at that time in my life. When I ran from him, like Jonah, God was like, I'm going to just swallow you up whole, but I'm not done with you. You're still going to go to Nineveh. You're still going to get out here and you're still going to be used for my kingdom and for my glory.